Hello and welcome to this week's vlog from Maddisons. Well, the news has been full this week of house price growth. It's slowed to its lowest level since September 2012, rising just by 0.3% for the month of February. And what's really leading that trend is the falls that have been seen in London. Prices fell by 3.8% for the 12 months to February 2019. And in the southeast, we saw our first fall for about 7 years. So yeah, house price growth dominating all the headlines. But still, we're finding that if you bring something to market in a really desirable area, because there's such little supply, you can still break that trend and get a phenomenal price. We've been to seal bids on a few properties recently, which certainly buck that trend. So yeah, certainly here in the town of Tunbridge Wells, there's good demand still. Well, one thing that's caught my attention, though, is all to do with the number of rental properties that are now landlords are trying to source a tenant through social media. We quite often see on Facebook or various other sites saying, look, great property to let. And I guess for landlords, they might feel it's quite easy to get a tenant that way. Certainly will save them money in an agency's finder's fees to find that tenant. And they might be trying to hide their income. Who knows, lots of reasons. For tenants, though, generally, most tenants we find, one of the first things they ask us is, will the landlord be managing it, or will you as an agent be managing it? So tenants certainly like it when a managing agent looks after it. And for me, I just think it's a highly, highly regulated industry. We have a huge checkpoint list when we take on a rental property of things that you just have to get right when you're letting out a property. Huge regulation around it, and it's only getting worse and worse. We get daily updates on the changes of regulations for finding a tenant. And generally, you'll find a great tenant through an estate agent, but there's a real perception as a letting agent. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place, really. If you find a great tenant, the landlord might think, well, that was all a bit easy, I'll do it myself next time. And if you find a bad tenant, it's all your fault. And certainly we feel that the rental market is something that there's a real potential in, really, to give good tenants really great properties. Letting isn't now just because you can't get on the housing market. It might be because you're in between properties, you're moving to the area for a new job, variety of reasons. So my advice to any landlord is get a professional in to do it. If you think it's expensive using a letting agent, wait till you get it wrong. And don't do what you should do, and then it's hugely expensive. So look at letting agents' reviews, get rent and legal cover, and use the professional let agency service when you can. So that's my advice on that. And an example of a great rental property that we've got on the market at the moment, Rose Cottage in Grosvenor. It is stunning. It's got a beautiful setting with lovely southwest views, really far-reaching views, presented in immaculate order, 4 bedrooms, been really lovingly cared for by the owner, and on at a rent of £4,250 a month. So not the cheapest, but certainly a great place to hunker down for a while. Well, of course, bank holiday weekend's been and gone. We've got some more coming up, though, and still lots to do if you are twiddling your thumbs. Hull Park have got their Bluebell celebration on, and Hever and Pashley have got tulips on display, and there's always lots going on at the Grosvenor and Hilbert Rec. It was Earth Day on Monday. I don't know if anybody knows that, and they were celebrating that this week with you could take your toddlers along and they could build a mini Earth. So always lots going on there. Do keep your eyes peeled. We hope you've enjoyed the vlog. See you next week. Bye-bye.